are back here at Calhoun County Football Media Day here at the Anniston Country Club. We're going to talk some Weaver Bearcats football now with head coach Ken Cofer. Coach, welcome to coaching in Calhoun County. And
Yes,
I know how's it been so far getting acclimated there at Weaver?
Busy, but when you have people around you that work hard, know what to expect, and it's not just talking about the kids, but I just got through talking about our administration at school, Mr. Tracy Brazier, Ms. Lauren Young, our administration at Weaver High School. Man, they are awesome, and then the coaches. Can't say enough about them. Usually transition can be very hard, especially when you're getting a job in June, and they have made it smooth. I mean, we have the head wrestling coach, head basketball, and head baseball coaches on the staff too, and they're bought into Weaver High School, period. Doesn't matter the sport. And we got some others that are assistants too that are going to be head coaches later on. Done a great job, and it's made my job a lot easier.
Yeah. So just in your time at Weaver so far, being able to work out with the guys, see them in competition, what do you like about this team?
Weight room has been big, and they're getting adjusted on that, so that's huge. It's kind of fast. Everything's kind of rolling. It's a whole different offensive scheme, whole different defensive scheme, and then work ethic is going to be different. Every coach has their way of working kids and stuff like that, but our weight room stuff is pretty fast. They have to learn on the run, but we're using great technique, and we've already had some big jumps in the weight room in 2 months, and that's been huge. And just had makeup workouts this morning, and got some kids that don't even have to make up, but they're coming back just to get extra work in. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, and just as you take over a program, you mentioned having to kind of implement this things in the weight room and kind of get acclimated with the guys, them understand you. How's that been, and how do you approach that as a new coach coming into a new school?
I think having relationships with these kids, you got to get to know them in a hurry. Especially, I've never taken a job this late before. I've taken one in April before, but I'd already been to that school one time as an assistant. So I think having that relationship with those kids and them knowing what your standards are in a hurry. And we kind of laid the foundation for that fast, and just getting to know them, talking to them by text, talking to them by phone. I've taken some kids to eat, just taking them home before, and it's some of them weren't planned. It's not planned that way, but if you don't have a relationship with kids, they're not going to know your expectations and your standards, and know that you care the way you're supposed to. So we're trying to get that done, and it's been an awesome feeling, especially in the weight room and on the field, and they're getting adjusted to it, especially when it's been so hot outside.
Yeah. So as far as the team goes, who are some guys you've seen so far step up and you think may be leaders for your team this year?
Yeah, I got two guys right over here. Caden Gooden. Now, Caden's a junior. He's playing quarterback for us. He's a DB. But he just got an offer from Marshall this summer, so as a defensive back. So he's here. He leads by example. Great in the weight room, great work ethic, great attitude. Richard Knowlton over there is a senior offensive lineman and our Mike linebacker. Doesn't say a word, leads by example, a beast in the weight room, a beast on the football field, and gets us lined up correctly. We've got a bunch of other guys. Christian Martorello, Gabe King. Gabe King is a transfer from Pelham. And he's been a big plus. He's going to be a senior right there. Jabari Clark comes to my mind on the offensive line. Brandon Jolliffe are some, and Keyshawn Allen and his brother Junior Allen are staples that are going to have to help us out. And they're also young too. We don't have that many seniors, but our seniors are leading in the right way.
And I was going to ask that if it's a young team, kind of a mix. What do you see this team as?
Yeah, we don't have that many seniors. I think it's 5 or 6 seniors. If I'm right, I should know that answer, Jason. I'm sorry, but most of us are young. And I'm thinking some of these kids are sophomores and juniors when I'm first getting out there with them. And they're upcoming ninth graders. Like our start center, Caden Green, looks like a freshman in college. He's got a full-grown beard, and he's going into the 9th grade. So, Connor Ritchie going into the 9th grade. Timo Stiles going into the 8th grade, I believe. But he looks like he's a sophomore. And so we've got some kids that work hard, that know they just have to get those expectations down of what we expect during practice, workouts, and the school building too. Now that's going to be a big plus for us.
Do you find that coming into a new program, having a lot of younger guys on the team, do you see that as a positive to kind of start building the program up?
I do, and I think that we had an episode where if they didn't line up right during conditioning one time. If they went past the line when they were lining up, or they didn't run full speed, they had to do it over. Well, our younger kids, only had to do 2 over. Our older kids, our juniors and seniors, had to do 6 over. Well, that tells me that, those younger kids have kind of bought in a little bit sooner because you've gotten them at a younger age.
Yeah.
And these older kids are going to have to get right back to where they're supposed to be. Again, every coach has their standards of where they're supposed to be and what you let people get away with maybe, or how you handle things. So we're holding everybody accountable, and the whole coaching staff is.
Yeah.
That's what's been positive.
When you look at your schedule, what's coming up this season? I know you played a tough region there in Class 3, but what stands out to you about the schedule?
Every week's tough, but you only have to look at game 1 as it comes. Every week right there. We're only focused on Donahoe right now, and really hadn't game planned for them specifically yet. Maybe a little things thrown in here and there, but that's our focus. We're not worried about Glencoe that's number 2 right now, even though we'll worry about that when that week comes. But we've got to worry about that one team, and our whole focus goes on that. But tough region. Dadeville's in there too. I think that's game 3, and Sachs is in there down the line. But they're all tough for us. I don't care. And as a team that went 2-8 last year, we got a lot to improve on.
Yeah.
So me being new, we got to get that started.
How do you change that kind of the mindset for a team that hasn't won a lot? How do you kind of change that mentality in them taking over this program?
I think just stating the expectations and the standards, like I said before, having a relationship with the kids where they know you care about them and how you're going to make them better. If they believe in that, they'll go the extra mile, not just for me. And I don't think they're, I'm not one of those that said these kids play for me. They don't play for me. They play for their school, their town, and each other.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. It's what a family does. And but it's talking personally to them. I'm very transparent in the way that I handle things and the way that I do things. Shoot about my personal life. And I don't tell them too much, but I am pretty transparent about that. And I think when you do that, it comes out of them. We pray every day after practice right there, and I never call on anybody or any coach or anything like that. I just ask for volunteers. And once I do it a couple of times and then another kid volunteers, it snowballs. So, you can come together when you pray together.
Yeah.
So that's what it's, to me, that's what it's about. We're trying to build men for the future. And I want these kids to come back and say, thank you, Coach, for everything that y'all did for us when y'all were coaching us.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
Looking forward to some Weaver football this year. Thanks
Yes,
so much for taking some
Yes,
time
sir.
with us today.
Thank you.
Coach Ken Cofer here at Calhoun County Football Media Day with the Weaver Bearcats here from the Anderson Country Club.